Hello.
Hi, Miha. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Could be better. Migraines again.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, they really like me. How's everything? How's Walmart?
It's going. It's going. I went out last week and took your advice. I took action. I went and got a ton of stuff. I kept saying I wasn't getting any more inventory this year because I have so much, but I have not had the time to go in and watch a video from week before last to figure out the uploads for the clothing. So that's my next step. I don't know if I should be able to get to that on Monday. I'm excited though.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
found
you
some
need to go
really good, I
the
found
you
some really good stuff.
yeah, use the Excels. They're really easy. You just need to start doing them.
It's so weird because apparently over this last 3 days, Walmart changed a lot
Yeah.
on the seller side. And so I got super excited because it looked like it wasn't going to make me do it. I uploaded some stuff. I told you I was getting the error. And then all of a sudden it showed up in my inventory list. And then I was like, oh, I don't have to do it. But I kept clicking on it to see if it would show up on Walmart.com and it wasn't there. And then it's like they psyched me out. I went back in there like the next day and it was all gone.
Oh no.
It wasn't in my drafts or anything. So I got to start all over. I was upset by that.
Oh, no. So is it yeah, they did some changes, but it's not so bad. I think it's good. Just need to um get used to it, I guess. Where is Nicole? I need the slides. Oh, we got some people here already. Hello, everyone. All right, we're gonna give Nicole a few minutes. Hi, Alon, Alontra. I hope I'm saying your name right.
All right, Renata.
We are all
Okay.
here.
Yeah, I know. I need Renata to make me the host. She started it without me. I was just hoping nobody would start it. Can you make me the host?
Give me 2 seconds. You know, I got a lot going on over here. There you go.
Thank you. All right, hold on. Okay, we got people coming in. All right, guys, we're going to get started in about 2 minutes. We're going to allow everybody else to get in here before we get started. So we're going to get started in about 2 minutes. And Mihail, I sent the email, so hopefully you can see it.
I think I got it. Thank you, Nicole. How are you today?
You know, it's been a very adventurous morning. Unnecessarily adventurous.
The
So
way a Saturday should be.
no, I don't need it to be adventurous. And then I had to add, Renata's slide. So we had a lot of fun. All right, guys, we're gonna get started in about another 1 minute. So go ahead, get in, get settled, and we'll get started. Okay, so we're going to get started. Oh, I got a loud echo. Okay. All right, so we're going to get started a little bit later. It has been a very interesting morning. So let's just pray that nothing exciting happens during this webinar because I've been having challenges with my computer today. So wasn't expecting that. So I apologize in advance. Okay. And Mihail, thank you for being amazing. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you.
Okay.
You know how it is with computers. I had it to replace 3 computers this year already.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I forgot about your 3. I remember it was 2. I didn't know it was 3. Yeah, this has been a very interesting morning. I got the blue screen of death. So Mihail has a copy of the slides along with me just in case anything unexpected and interesting happens. And so again, I apologize. Okay.
So yes, so guys, today's a mental health day. So I hope everybody will take a few minutes to rest and take care of themselves today with this crazy Q4. So I really recommend to put on your schedule a days and times just to relax, because I definitely find myself in the last 2 weeks not taking time for myself. So I should put it on my schedule from now on. That's for sure.
That is for sure. Okay, so I want to make sure, can everybody see my screen? We're hoping for the best. Everybody see my screen?
Yes.
All right, awesome sauce. Okay, so welcome to the Walmart 90-day intensive program. I'm Nicole Whitlock. We also have our amazing co-trainer today, Ms. Mihail Chapnick. And then we may also have Renata Darden at some point. She has technical issues with her computer as well. So we're going to go ahead and get this started. All right, so the first thing before we get into class, I always like to, for every single one of our workshop sessions, just get a status update from you all. So first thing, did you guys go back and rewatch the last session? It's important because each session builds on the other. Did you all gain access to the membership site? You should have received at least 2 emails from us if you signed up for eCom Sellers Mastery. And did you join the Facebook group? Definitely important. Did you write down your why? Last week we talked about your why, and we also talked about building a real work schedule. In addition to that, did you submit your Walmart application? Did you get approved? Did you create your accounting/tracking email account? We talked about some strategies around making sure that you are able to keep your receipts, keep your invoices, keep everything in one place, and then also stay aware or stay on top of ads, newsletters, and so on and so forth. Did you create your first listing, or did you go sourcing last week? And did you have any sales? And last but not least, do you have any questions? So I am going to escape out of this so I can see what our answers are. So one person said they got approved. So yay, yes, 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 yes. Congratulations. Anybody else? Did anyone else regarding all these questions that I'm asking here? This is just getting a status update from you on where you are. Did you get approved? Did you apply? Did you create your schedule? Did you go sourcing? So tell us what happened for you last week. All right, I don't see any other comments. So I rewatched. Good. She said I rewatched the last video many times. Good. All right. Still having issues with registration. I don't know what that means. Registration. You mean getting the application process? Lots of sourcing. Yes, yes, yes. I got 4 items listed, but they're in the stage process. Okay. Okay. Congratulations on getting your items listed. That's awesome. I don't know what registration means, but I'm assuming you mean the application process. Okay. All right. And then I have an item listed and it's also in stage. Okay, so we got 2 people that have items listed in stage. So that is awesome. I'm excited about that. That is good. That is great. Are having trouble launching. Okay. All right. She said, I'm in the stage process. So we have 3 people that are in the stage process. So that's good to know, and that's a good thing.
So I just want to say for you in the stage, so it's good. Once you put quantities and you click on top, launch your account, now you just need to wait and your account will be live. So just give it few hours or 24 hours and your account should be live.
All right. She said she had an error on bulk, still figuring it out. Okay. So we had one person that said that they had an error on bulk. So we'll talk about, we're going to go through some stuff today, and hopefully we can address some of those things. But I am so glad that all of you were able to rewatch and that you got started on some of the other things. I do want to encourage everybody to still go back and write down your why. It's always a reminder as you're stumbling through every single day and you're frustrated with whatever is happening or not happening. And 2, build your real work schedule. And 3, make sure you create the email account so you can stay on top of all the sales. So someone said they did lots of retail and online arbitrage. High five to you. This is all good. This
Yes,
is all
take action.
okay, so let me go on to the next slide. Let me hide this floating control. Okay. All right, so we're going to, what we covered last week was we covered mindset. We also covered the build your work schedule, and we went through the Walmart application. We also went through setting up your account, and we looked at the Walmart app. You know, Walmart does not have a seller app like Amazon has a seller app, but they do have an app that you can great and beneficial information. We also did a high-level walkthrough of your back office, and we also walked through how to add an item with the UPC. We talked through some sourcing, and we gave you some assignments. So there you go. So today we're covering listing via the seller app. We're also covering listing via an Excel spreadsheet, integration with Shopify, order fulfillment with via Merchant Fulfilled. We're also going to be talking about tracking your numbers and your targets and maximizing your profits. So with that being said, I think Michelle gets to take over the screen and she can walk through this part.
Right.
I will stop sharing.
All right, let me share the screen.
And then I will mute myself.
Okay, how's everybody? I'm so excited to see all of you here. All right, you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, beautiful. So you guys now already know all the basic about your Walmart account. So if you guys notice, they just changed like 2 days ago. They just changed the manage item. So your homepage is just got some changes, and actually I really like those changes because before you have to go into filter to search for items, and right now you can just, you have like a search box, you can put your SKU, you can put item name, and in super fast you get you can find what you're looking for. So I really like this feature. And also you're able now to go and also change your prices and your quantities really fast, and just really, it's really nice. So I think it's good for you guys because they just changed it, so you're already just getting used to the new screen right now. And because for me it took me a few minutes now, okay, what is like what I'm gonna do now, where you find this, where you find that, but after I just spent a few minutes, I really like it. So that's a really good, it's more, I think it's now is very similar to Amazon. So now it's really similar to the to where you manage your item at Amazon. So I really like it. So let's talk about creating listings. So right now, last week we covered how to create a listing with the UPC match. Today we're gonna talk about how to create new listings. So hopefully a lot of you are gonna find items that are not on Walmart. And as you guys know, I love to find items that are not on Walmart, because this is where is the money is hidden, is on all these products that are not on Walmart yet. Because Walmart catalog, as much as it seems really full, it's not even close to Amazon catalog. It's a difference right now of 500 million item between Walmart to Amazon. So that's when we guys, we have so much opportunities, especially when there's new things coming out, like new styles of backpacks or clothing or toys. So if you're first, you're the one that's gonna get the sales. So don't let it stop you. If you see a new hot toy coming out, go create listing, create a bundle, create multi-packs. As more listing you're gonna create, you're gonna have more sales. So let's talk about how to create listings today. So here's the basic information you're gonna need to have prepared before you start creating your listing. So you need to know your SKU. So I really recommend everybody to have a SKU system. So what does it mean? It's mean when you create SKUs, it's your number that can help you recognize your item. So I like to start my SKU with information like the supplier, and then the price I paid for it, and then I will have the item number or maybe part of the UPC, and then I will describe if there's the character or anything else, and then if there are sizes, I'm gonna end up my SKU with the size 4, and then the next one will be the exact same SKU, it's just gonna end with the size 5, and so on and so on. Some people like to already calculate their profit in there, they like to put dates, they like to, you know, so it's really depend of what information is important for you. But I really recommend to create a system for your SKUs. UPC or GTIN, this is an information that you have on your product. Now, if you're creating a bundle or multi-pack, you have to have your own UPC. So you can go and buy UPCs from Nationwide Barcodes or from any other company that you trust. So I recommend everybody to buy UPCs. So when you buy UPCs, just already buy a nice quantity, because as more you buy, you get a better price. So buy at least 100. Again, nothing, don't get bad. So you can always know if you want to create new listing, you have. Usually when I buy them in quantities of 500, because I know I will have enough UPCs for the next year to list as much as I want. Items, bundles. I do a lot of clothing, and usually clothing do not come with UPCs, so I have to have a lot of UPCs. You need to know your price, how much you want to sell it for. You need to know the item weight and the general tax code. So again, please don't, guys, spend time to figure out what's the right tax code for your product. Just use the general one. You need to have images. The images, the recommended one are 2000 by 2000, good quality. You need to have an image URL that you're gonna grab it from imager.com. It's a free website. You open an account, you upload your images there, and then you get your image URL. I think I showed you guys last time, right, Nicole? Did we show that last time, or we need to show that today?
The image URL?
Yeah.
I think you did.
I don't think that was on Mastery.
But you can go ahead and do it again. Yeah, I thought we did, but go ahead, yeah.
All right, we can share it again. That's not a problem. Okay, so very important, when you create your own listing, I recommend to start on a Google Doc and start writing there your title, description, keywords, all this information. And then it will be easier, because when you work with the Excel, sometimes you don't see everything you write in, you get like a small area, and it's just good for you to keep track of what you're doing on a spreadsheet. And then you can use all this information if now you want to create the same listing for the same item on Amazon or a different storefront, so you have everything already organized on a Google Sheet. Very important, when I create a listing, I first do my keyword research. That's my number one. I grab all these keywords and phrases that are really good, and then I take them and I place them on the spreadsheet, and then I have all these phrases, and I can try and make sure they're showing up in my title, in my bullet point, and description. So next week, we're gonna talk about optimization, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I do that. So again, very, very important when you create a listing if you're already spending time to create a listing, you need to know how people will search for it. So you need to make sure you know all the phrases people are using to look for your item. So you have all these phrases in your listing. Variation ID. So this is very different than Amazon. So let's say now you're creating a listing and it's a variation. So let's say you bought, I don't know, kitchen towels and you have 5 different colors. So that's a variation listing. If you bought a t-shirt and it's coming in different sizes and colors, that's a variation. So when you create a listing on Amazon, Amazon will provide you with a parent SCN. Walmart do not provide you with a variation ID, like it's similar to the parent SCN. You have to choose it yourself. So again, it's the same system as you do in your SKU. Create a system for your variation ID so you don't use the same variation ID twice. So again, make sure, let's say it's a variation for, like I said, kitchen towels in different colors. So make sure your variation ID telling you it's kitchen towels, it's a kitchen towels, 5 colors, something like that. That can be your name for your variation ID. Again, keep track on them. Use your Google Doc to keep track on your variation IDs. Another good thing with the variation ID, let's say you got 2 colors of something and now you went to the store and they don't have those colors anymore, but they have different colors. So now you grab different colors. Now when you go back home and you create listing for the other 2 colors, when you have your variation ID, you use it on your Excel sheet, and that's gonna add those 2 new items to your already existing listing, because that listing is already selling, there's traffic. So now you don't need to create a new page. You already use the page you already created. So I'm gonna show you how you create listings on the web, on your account. You can create one single item and you can create listing on Excel spreadsheet. So when you go to your account, in the right side, sorry, in the left side, you're gonna see item setup and maintenance. So when you click on that, it's gonna take you to this section that's gonna show you seller fulfilled item or Walmart fulfilled item. So right now you're just using seller fulfilled item unless you already got accepted to the Walmart fulfillment service. So you click seller fulfilled items, and now it's gonna take you to this page. So it's gonna ask you, do you wanna add a single item? So when they ask you, do you wanna add a single item, it's gonna let you to create the listing on your seller account on the web page. If you choose to create listing in bulk, you're gonna need to download an Excel spreadsheet and create your listing there. Now, I know a lot of you thinking about it and they're, oh, Excel, it's a little overwhelming, I know, but again, it's really simple. So the only way to make it simple is to try it again and again and again till it feels comfortable. Because it's just an Excel spreadsheet, I'm gonna walk you through and I'm gonna show you how simple it is. And I hope you guys are not gonna let it stop you. And if it does, if you feel not comfortable, again, it's better to look for a VA or a service that can help you create new listing, because if you find good items and they're not on Walmart, again, don't let it stop you. You have to get those items on Walmart. So add a single item. It's gonna take you to open a page on the web. I'm gonna show you that live in a few minutes. I'm gonna show you how a page like that look like. Now, a few things that are really, really important. When you wanna add a single item, it has to be a single item. It cannot be a part of a variation. So if you think this item one day will be a part of a variation, do not create it on the web. Use an Excel spreadsheet. So if you wanna sell any clothing item or shoes or any item that can be a variation one day, I recommend to use an Excel spreadsheet. And the second thing is the same with multi-packs and bundles. Do not use the add single item to create those. I recommend to use the Excel spreadsheet. So add single item, it's really good for a toy. So this is just a one toy, it doesn't come with variation, it's just a single toy or a single a kitchen item or a gardening item or any item that is just a single item. That's exactly where you can create that item. And it's very similar to create a single item on Amazon as well. So I know a lot of people will like it a little bit better. So I'm gonna show you that, how we do that. All right, so before we're gonna go, and I'm gonna show you how the Excel look like and how to create a listing. So after if you decided to create a listing with Excel, and you choose add item in bulk, it's gonna take you to this page. So in this page, if you see here where I highlight, it says full item spec, okay? You go to the select and you need to select your category. So if you wanna create an Excel spreadsheet and you have few toys and few clothing and few kitchen items, you guys, you cannot use the same Excel spreadsheet. You're gonna have to use 3 different Excel spreadsheet because the Excel spreadsheet, it's the one you download, it's by category. So you have clothing, you have home, carriers, and so many other categories. So you have to choose a category and download your Excel. And if you need to list more items, you're gonna need to download a different Excel. Now, after you're done with your Excel and your Excel is ready, you save it on your computer. When you come to save your Excel, it's gonna show you that it's saving the Excel as micro. Again, do not change that setup. Just save it, put your name. You can change the name of the Excel, but you cannot change the setup of the Excel. It's have to be saved as micro. You save your Excel on your computer, and then you come here. It's still the same page. So wherever you see up here, you downloaded your Excel. Right here, this is where you upload it. So you click here, and it's gonna let you find it on your desktop, find it, and click on it. And after you upload your Excel, under here, it will have a blue button that says submit. So don't miss it out, because if you don't click on the submit, it's not gonna go through. So make sure you click submit. And then after that, after 10, 15 minutes, give it a few minutes, even an hour, you can go to fit status. Let me take you back. You see right here, you have fit status. And on fit status, you guys can see if you guys have any errors. So if you have any errors, it's gonna let you click on the error and it's gonna show you exactly what's the error. It's even gonna let you fix it on the web. So again, every time you get an error, guys, don't get frustrated. It's a learning experience. So after that, you guys know how to handle this error. Next time it's gonna show up, okay? So just give me a second. I'm gonna go to the web. And Nicole, do we have any questions so far?
We do have some questions. Renata was answering part of those questions in the background, but we do have some questions. So, Renata, do we need to read the questions out loud, or do you feel like they're good to go?
Unless someone types a new one here, I think I addressed these. I have used Nationwide Barcode in the past. I don't do a lot of bundles. So I usually have a UPC. So mine have lasted me a very long time. So I don't know if either of you ladies have a different recommendation on where they can buy barcodes, but that's the one I put in the chat.
Yes, so I agree. Nationwide Barcode is good. There's some really good sellers on eBay as well, but again, I don't like to recommend because you really have to check them and make sure their UPCs are legit. Amazon is a little bit more sensitive with your UPCs. And with Walmart, I have zero issues with UPCs. Like every UPC I'm using, it's going through. With Amazon, sometimes if you try to list a frozen item, it's gonna, it's no, this UPC doesn't belong to this item, so it's gonna give you problems. But with Walmart, there's no problem so far. So that's really good. It's really simple. You can list almost everything. Nothing is restricted. There's such a small list of items that are restricted. So as long as you're going through that list, everything else is good to go. All right, so when you click add a single item, this is the page you guys gonna get. So I already have it filled up. So we're gonna go through it. So the first thing you need to do, you see all this information under here, it's not gonna show up unless you put your UPC or GTIN. So real quick, GTIN is the same number as UPC, but it's only have a 0 or 20 in the front, and that's make it the GTIN. So for you to get all these pages to open up, you have to first put your information, you're gonna have to put your title, and you're gonna have to choose your category. Now, if you put your UPC and this item is already on Walmart, it's gonna give you a message. So if it doesn't, this message doesn't show up, so it's good, and you're good to go. So we're gonna put our title, and we're gonna choose the right category, and we're gonna start filling up this page. So the first part is your SKU. So you need to put your SKU. And then it's gonna ask you for the brand. Again, this is not Amazon, so you can actually use the Disney Frozen. It's gonna go through. So that's really exciting because it's so hard with Amazon to get any Frozen or Disney item to create listing for. So this is really good. All right, so this is your description. So right now, because this page is already filled up, it's actually showing me my bullet points, but this is where you put like your one description, and then you have a place for bullet point. In Walmart, they call it key features. All right, so everything that some section are you have to fill up, and some of them you don't. So whatever you don't and you're not sure about it, just leave it empty. Don't fill it up. It's gonna give you errors for sections you missed out. It's gonna let you know. Okay. All right, so let's start with here. Okay, so again, you have another place here for site description, and so this is the actual description. Okay, so the part you see on top here, again, because this listing is already filled up, it's showing up all the bullet points. So this is not the part you fill up when you start your listing. This is the part you fill up. So you have description, you fill up your description. Do not exceed 500 characters, not in the description and not in your key features. So go ahead and fill it up. And then the next part is the key features. I recommend to do at least 5. So 5 key features, then your listing looks good and you have really nice information. And again, guys, remember, this part is where you guys use more keywords. So again, we use frozen again. And then we use, for example, so again, this listing doesn't have too much keywords in it, but this is where you can use, again, the word frozen, lunch bag, and describe anything you want to describe. All right, this is really important, color. So color and questions like genders and age and stuff like that, this is called attributes. And those attributes are extremely important. It's all required. So if you don't fill it up, it's gonna give you an error. It's gonna let you know you need to fill it up. So you see right now the listing become a little bit very sophisticated. So it's actually telling me that he really recommend for me to fill up those section. So again, if I know this information, I will fill it up. If not, I'm not gonna fill it up. All right, again, if you know the pattern, it's very important. If it's like flowers or anything, it's really important. The customer can use it in his search. Please fill up the pattern. The same with the material. If you know the material, please fill it up. Gender, you have to fill it up. So in gender, you will have all these options: woman, man, boys, girls. This is actually girls. So let's fix it up. Let's choose girls. Group age, again, very important. You will have child, adults, and infants. So it's gonna give you the option to select. And really cool thing is that under each section, you have examples. So if you click here, it can give you an example for what they're meaning for this section. So for example, it's a preemie here. So that's for babies. So the age group, it's helping a customer, again, find your product, because a lot of people, when they search by the group age. So they will search for a preemie, infant, child, toddler. So again, that's really important. So again, there's a lot of sections here. Again, whatever you don't need to fill up, don't fill up. Just look for the ones that are really important, and then you're gonna fill them up. Now, the most important part will be in the end, okay? Okay, this is very important, character. I'm gonna put Frozen in here. And we're gonna scroll down to find our keyword section. Let's see where it is. I think they did some changes in here. Sorry for that.
Yes, Mihal, I listed some stuff last night. I could no longer find keywords. So like you were saying, it's very important to fill in the key
Yeah,
features. And then I also didn't see the tax code in there anymore. So we talked a lot about that, I think,
the tax
over
code,
the
they
last
removed
few
it.
weeks.
Uh-huh.
So they've taken some of those out. And I don't know if they'll come back. So it's good that we went ahead and covered them so people will know what to put in there, because over just the last few days, I've seen things change and then change again. But I
Yeah.
did not see keywords, and I did not see tax code.
All right. So I'm going to show you the keyword section on the Excel, because it's still showing up on the Excel. And again, it's very important part. So probably when you create your listing, you will find it in the end. Again, this listing already been created. So maybe they moved it to a different place. I really don't know. I will figure it out and we'll let you know. But again, so it's very basic. Everything, every section that it's giving you errors, you have to fill up. So again, it's very, very smart. And you're not gonna miss anything. So again, every time you wanna submit it, it's gonna say you have an error, and then you scroll here, and whatever section is you missed out is gonna show up in red. Then you know you have to fill it up. Now, images. This is where you go. When you create a listing from the web, you can actually just grab the images from your computer. You can also use an image URL as well. It's gonna give you the option for that. Offer. So you're gonna put your tax code, you're gonna put your price, you're gonna put your, you don't need to fill those up anymore. They're going automatically. This is a new section. This is just came out. Floor price. So I guess this is here, you can put how low you can go selling this item. And again, the weight, I think the only option here is a pound. So if you have item and it's ounce, you just do 0, so 0.4. So that's 0.4 ounce or 0.10, and that's it. So after you fill up all this section, you click submit. If it went through, it's gonna give you a green check mark. If there's any error, it's gonna tell you. So then you go back, you fix your error, and you submit again. And usually it's working. Yeah.
I was just going to add a quick thing. So if you want to know how to find an image URL, you literally, if you search Google for images, or if you're on an image, you can left click on the image or right click on it. And then you can do copy image link or copy link, and it will give you the link for the image if you're doing an online image URL. So just wanted you guys to know how to find that or how to grab it. You can, any image that you see on a page, if it's an image, you can left click on it and copy link, and that will be the image URL.
Exactly. Yes. All righty. Perfect. So this is how we fill up an item on the web. Now I'm going to go to an Excel spreadsheet, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Let me grab my Excel sheet. All right, so I chose an Excel with the category of toys. All right, you guys see my Excel?
Yes. Yep.
All right. So again, I know, guys, I know I was overwhelmed in the beginning too. I know it's overwhelming. But the only way to make it not is to try again and again and again, because even if you remember the first time you created the listing on Amazon, it was a little scary, right? And the same as here, you know, the first time it's a learning process. So you have to take the time to learn how to do that. And again, if you don't want to do that, that's okay. I think that you need to know how to do that, but you don't need to do it in the future, because your job as a business owner is to grow your business. So if you can hire people to do this part of your business, I definitely recommend that. But again, it is simple. If I need to sit now and do it, I don't think like, oh, that's so overwhelming. I'm just like, okay, let's do it. Let's go one section at a time and let's fill it up. So right now I'm trying to list a toy. I found this toy on Amazon. It had really good rank on Amazon. It's not on Walmart, so I'm very excited. So now I want to create a listing because I know it's going to sell. So again, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create my SKU. And then I'm going to fill it up here. And the second thing, so each row is for one item. So now let's say you have more than one item. So the next SKU will go under here and so on and so on. Make sure you're not using the same SKU. Sometimes we don't pay attention. So one tip I want to tell you is, guys, when you're done with your Excel, please check it again and make sure you didn't use, happened to me so many times that for few listing, I use the exact same UPC or the exact same SKU just by mistake, or, you know, maybe I copy paste and I didn't notice what I copy paste. So again, check your listing a few times before you submit it. So you're gonna do your title. So this is my title. And then you're gonna do you're gonna choose the item ID. So again, it can be UPC, it can be GTIN, ISBN, and EIN. Usually we're gonna work with UPCs or GTIN, and here you fill it up. So remember, if it's a UPC, it needs to be a 12 digit. So we're gonna fill it up. All right, so whatever UPC it is, you fill it up right here. And the next part is description. So again, this is why I say it's really good to work on a doc and then come and copy paste it in here and make sure you have all the information. You can look in the top and you can see everything. Make sure you don't have too much spaces between the words. You don't have any kind of mistakes, misspelling, or too many symbols. Be very careful with the symbols. Walmart do not like you using symbols. What I mean by symbols, you know, all kind of
dashes, stars,
hashtags, dollar signs. What?
I was just gonna name some symbols. Yeah, hashtags, dashes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so just anything. Don't use those. Walmart do not like it. I know with Amazon, people use all kind of emojis and symbols in the titles, in the description. Amazon do not like it as well, but it's still there. With Walmart, don't do it because it's specifically say on their guidelines. They're asking you on their guidelines not to use symbols. All right, the next part is the key features. So the key features, when you open your Excel, you're gonna have only one key features, and then you have the option to add more. Again, I recommend, guys, add at least 5. You can go up to 9 or 10. As many as you can is good. Remember, each one of these section is extremely important to use all your keywords. So again, we're gonna do this optimization next week, and I'm gonna show you a little bit. I'm gonna show you how to do, make sure that on each one of your key feature, there's at least one keyword or search term. So I added here 5 key features, as you can see. All right, the next part is the tax code. So you're gonna fill it up, again, the same general tax code. Brand, you put your brand. One more thing I want to show you guys is in this Excel, on each Excel you're working with, you have instruction. So again, very important, take a few minutes and read those instructions. You're gonna find a lot of really good information in here. They're giving you a lot of examples. They're telling you what does it mean, each section, what it's required, what it's recommended, what it's optional, and they give you some examples as well. So again, I really like their instruction. They're really nice and clear and really easy and simple to understand. And you also have a definition. So again, if you want to know a little bit more information about your shipping option, it's here. Again, I recommend not to go to, so again, as less you fill up what it's required, so as more sections that are not required, as more you're gonna fill up, there is a bigger chance you guys gonna have errors. So again, what's important, fill it up. Everything, it's not a must, don't fill it up. All right, so we're gonna go back to our sheet. And another thing, so when you hover the part where it said what is this section is for, it's gonna give you example. So it's telling you tax code, and it's telling you this is required. So it's gonna say it's required. The character limit is 10, and it's gonna give you an example. A college textbook, the code is 2039699. So it's gonna give you an example. The same with brand. It's going to tell you it's required, okay? So it's required, so you have to fill it up. It's going to give you an examples as well. So brand is very important. Manufacturer, so it's going to tell you it's optional. So again, optional, it's mean you don't have to fill it up. If you know the manufacturer and you think it's important information, fill it up. The same as that, it's optional. All right, so let's start going to, so all this part is optional. So again, I don't fill it up. I don't want to fill it up. Really important. So let's say right now you upload your Excel and then you find out that the SKU you use is not the right SKU you want to use. So you can come here and SKU update and click yes. And then you change your SKU and you upload the exact Excel sheet again, and it's just gonna change the SKU in your listing. The same with the UPC. Let's say you just choose the wrong UPC, it's gonna give you an option to change the UPC as well in here. So again, everything is possible to fix. This is why I really like Excel spreadsheet, because for every mistake or everything and you want to add more variation, you guys already have that Excel spreadsheet, and there are so many things you can do and go and update and add. So I really love to use Excel sheet for Walmart. Image URL is where you use your URL that you grab from Imager. So your URL is looking like that. And it's gonna need to end with PNG or it's gonna give you some, let's scroll, let's move a little bit so we can see more information. All right, so it's letting you know that the image need to end with a JPG or PNG, okay? So I'm gonna show you that when we go to Imager. I'm gonna show you how to grab the right URL for your image. If you have more than one image, you click add more, so you can add up to 9 images. Again, as more images is better. Add as much as more images as you can. Only the first image have to be on a white background, but all the other images can be anything, lifestyle, you can have words in there, description, show how the package look like, and so on and so on. MSRP, it's if you want to use that, it's recommended. You don't have to, but you can create that. It's showing, sometimes it's good because it's showing that your price is much better. So a customer already know he's getting a good deal. Price, again, this is required. This is your price. Now, after you upload your listing, you can always go back, not in the Excel, but in your account, you can change your price. All right, so when you create an Excel, you don't have any place in this Excel to add quantities. So when you have your item uploaded to Walmart, this is where you go, and you can add your quantities, and you can change your price, and do anything else that is letting you to do through the web. All right, so again, all this part of the shipping, I usually don't touch it because I don't want to mess nothing up. It's really meant for you to create any kind of override on a specific item. So you have your shipping set up, and now you want to have, so let's say you're giving free shipping to all your items, but this specific item you want to charge for it or anything. So this is where it's letting you create all kind of overrides. But again, I don't recommend to use this part, so I don't want you to guys get any errors. So I'm gonna leave this empty. Now, the green part, we're gonna talk about it next week. This is the most important part. This is actually a big part of you optimizing your listing. So you're gonna see that most of this part this is recommended. Some of them are, let's see what it says here. Doesn't say here, gender. It doesn't say here if it's required or not, but again, those parts are usually required and they're very, very important. So again, remember the green part, discoverability, it's the most important part. You wanna spend the few minutes and make sure you fill up as much as more sections in here, okay? All right, this is where you put the weight. You can also start putting your dimension in here. So again, it's optional. If you know the exact measurement of your product, you can use it right here. But this is a must, okay? Here it's gonna let you choose between, I think it's gonna let you choose ounce, no, only pound. Okay, so it's giving you only the option for pound. So if it's ounce, let's say your item is 10 ounce, you just do 0.10, and then it's gonna be 10 ounce. Okay, so variant group ID. So variant group ID, this is where you put your variant. So if you create a single item and this item is not gonna have any variation, you leave this part clear, you don't fill it up. But right now you creating a listing for, let's say a t-shirt, and you have 5 different sizes. So you have to create a variant ID. So let's say I'm listing a frozen t-shirt and it's coming in 5 colors. And I can put the price, how much I paid for it, and what other information I want. I'm just gonna put it here. All right, so this is my variant ID. And then I will use the exact same variant ID for the 5 sizes. So this is 5 different sizes. They're gonna have the exact variant ID. Okay. And again, it's explaining to you here. It's telling you not more than 300 characters, but again, try to keep it easy for you to read and remember. It doesn't need to be too long. I recommend to do something like between 10 to 15 characters for that. Now, this is where you need to tell them what kind of variant it is. Is it a variant by color or size? Okay, so my variant right now, we did t-shirt with 5 different sizes. So my variant will be size, okay? Again, it's gonna be the same for all of them. So I'm just gonna drag it and they all have the same size. Now, this is very, very important question, and I see many people getting error in this part or get it wrong. So this question is, which one of all your SKUs is the primary? So only one can be primary. It means that they choose one SKU and they make it primary. So sometimes how it's gonna look like is, for example, you created a listing for an item that come in different colors. Now you chose the white to be the primary. So when customers search online and you find your listing, the one that is showing up first on the image on the search result will be the white. So this is what is meant by the primary. So this item will be the primary item that represent your whole listing, your whole variation, and so on. So only one of them is yes. Now you can go here and choose no, but you don't have to. If you leave it clear, it's perfectly fine. So only one is yes. Okay, now let's say I created a variation for an item and I have 5 t-shirts that come in 5 different colors, and each color come in 5 different sizes. So now my variation is size and color. So you go here and you click add more and you choose the second one. So my second variant will be color. Okay, so now my listing is have a variation of colors and sizes. All right, again, only one will be the primary. Doesn't matter if you have variation of color, sizes, only one can be the primary. Do we have any question about this part specifically before I move on? Because I know people have a lot of question about this part.
So we have one person saying it looks complicated.
It's not.
It's not.
It's
really
not. I'm trying to explain it really simple. I'm trying to make it really simple for you. Everything is right on the spreadsheet. It's telling you exactly, it's giving you example, it's telling you it's all right here. You just have to do it again and again. And on the third or the fourth time you're gonna do it, it's not gonna look complicated anymore. It is complicated the first time. This is why I'm saying I know, I know it's overwhelming, but for it not to be complicated, you have to try it a few times, that's for sure. So another thing I wanna explain about the variant. So what it's mean, the variant? It means that you taking a bunch of products and you want them to show up on one listing. So when a customer go to the listing, he can choose between colors, sizes, patterns, and whatever other variation option are they. So you want to make it easy to the customer so you can come to one page and everything showing up in there. So if you create a listing for a t-shirt and you do not create that variant right, what's going to happen is that you're going to get separate pages. So your t-shirt size 5 will show up on one page, and then size 6 will get her own page. So that's going to make you probably losing a lot of sales, because maybe the customer is not going to find the listing for size 6, and that's what he needs. So this is very important to make sure that everything is organized under one page. So this is what the variation is meant for. So again, very important. Now, another really cool thing that they're letting you do in here is they're letting you to create a swatch URL. So what does it mean? So let's say now you went into the listing and now you have 5 different colors. Now you have 2 options. When you look at the listing on Walmart.com, when you want to choose your colors, you can have just like, you know, an option to choose colors by a drop-down menu that giving you the colors, or it's going to give you an option to choose your color with like tiny images, right? So you have these little tiny images, and then you can choose the style you want, the color you want, the shoe you want. So this is what it's meant. So a swatch URL is you need to put for each one of those the right image of the color or the pattern. So let's say this shirt is red, this one is blue, and this one is green and yellow, and so on. So you take the first one, the blue one, you take the image and you need to make it really small. So you can go to Paint, and on your computer you have the option to take an image and go to Paint and resize it. So you need to resize it to a size of 100 by 100. So it's very tiny. And then you go and you upload that image to your Imager account, and then you grab that URL and you put it here. So it's gonna create a little tiny images. So I'm gonna show you an example how it looks on the web. Nicole, just make sure we will grab one of these examples for them so they can understand what I mean by a swatch image URL.
Okay.
Again, now your image URL, let's see. So where is, this is the swatch. Let me see, I didn't mess up the image URLs. I might messed it up, so that's really important. Actually, we already talked about it. Okay, so this is where is your main images. So again, so when you have variation, sorry, I went away. All right, so when you have a variation, the image, this SKU is for the yellow, you put your URL for the yellow shirt. This is the next SKU will be red. You make sure the next URL will be red. So again, very important to check your URLs and make sure that each SKU have the exact URL that is matching your products. Again, because sometimes we copy paste from different places. So we might gonna copy paste the exact same more than one time. So make sure you are checking yourself. You can always click on the link. It's actually gonna open it for you, okay? So you can always go and check yourself in the end. All right, so this is a variation part. Again, guys, this is why you have a group and a Facebook group and all this support, because you will have so much more questions once you try everything, and we are here to answer all your questions. All right, so all this part, again, is not really important. This is, if it's required, you have to fill it up. Again, it's gonna show up in red. Again, everything you know, please fill it up. Everything you're not sure about, don't fill it up. This is a really, I like this section as well. Because if, for example, it's some kind of sport, so that's a good attribute to fill up. So if you're selling something that is, let's say you're selling goggles, right? So put swimming, right? Because this is the right sport. If there's any kind of occasion, so you're selling now a towel for Halloween, put Halloween, or Christmas, or anything like it. If there is a flavor, if it's any kind of animal. So there is a lot of section in here. All right, if there is a sport team, if you're selling something that is related to a specific sport team. And then we get to keywords. So this is the last part where you put the keywords. So keywords, how you do it right. There's 2 ways to do it right. You can use a comma, or you can use that symbol. Nicole, do you know the name? Because I don't know the name. I never remember the name for that symbol.
Oh, which
It's a
symbol?
semicolon.
There
Huh?
you go.
Semicolon.
Semicolon. So you can use comma or semicolon to separate between your words, and you have to create a space. So if you're gonna create it like that, that is not good. Create a space between each phrase. So this is where you put your phrases. Now, the best part about Walmart keywords is it's actually working really good. It's actually, you see the result. And compared to Amazon, you can go to up to 4,000 characters. So if you're not sure about your counting, use a tool that count your characters. Helium 10, if you use Helium 10, they have sections there that count the characters for you, as well as managing all your search term and telling you how many times you repeat something, and so on and so on. So guys, I really recommend to use one of their tools as well if you taking keywords real seriously. So I really love to use them as well. I'm gonna show you how I do keywords next week when we're gonna do the optimization. All right, so this is again where you put your keywords, and that's it. So when you're done, you go to File, and you just do Save As. And remember, it's need to be micro. You don't change that, and you just put whatever name. Now, if you upload your Excel and you get a lot of errors, so I recommend to come back and fix them, and then add at least one more letter or number to create a different name for the Excel and use it again, because I found that sometimes it's working not to get more errors again. So this is just a little tip for you to remember. When you save your Excel, this is a very, very smart Excel. It's actually gonna tell you if you have any kind of errors. You see like that, it's telling me that I have errors only because I start filling up sections that, because I fill up all these sections here. So I put SKUs and numbers, and I didn't fill up all the other ones. So it's very smart. So now it's telling me you have to fill this up. You have to fill this up. So everything in red, you need to fill it up. So again, this is a very smart Excel. So don't you worry. If you miss something, it's gonna let you know. Alrighty. So let me know if we have any questions, and I'm gonna quickly show them how to do the image URL. No questions, ladies?
No questions right now. No questions right now.
I think their mind's blown.
I
So
know it's
definitely
guys.
go back and rewatch this. That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
Just watch it and just slow down, but definitely take action because of this weekend that's coming up, which I'll talk about at the end.
Exactly. Exactly. All righty. Okay, let me share my screen again. So again, it's free account. 1 second. Share. Imager. All right. Right, so the website is Imager, imgur.com. This is the website. Again, it's a free website. It doesn't cost you anything to save your images there. I guess you can save images, videos. This is the homepage. This is not my videos, but I guess people sharing videos and stuff with all these cute animals and stuff. So, so when you get your account, you have this little bubble here, and you click on it. You go to images, and you can come here and add images. So you just click add image and you go to browse, and you're gonna pick up an image and upload it here. After you upload it, you're gonna click on the image, okay? So when you click on the image, this is where you can find all the links. So you see there is a lot of links here. So don't pick up the first one. Pick up the second one, because the second one, that's the one that is following our guidelines. It's have to have GPG in the end. So usually the right one will be the direct link. So you just click copy, and you copy it and you put it in the right place of your URL, image URL, in your Excel sheet, or in your, you can use it in your Walmart account as well when you add items by single item as well. Alrighty, any question about Imager?
All right, I'm not seeing any questions right now.
All right, perfect.
So hopefully that was helpful. And again, go back and rewatch it for sure.
Yes, exactly. So let me go back to our Excel. We have more things to talk about. Sorry, to my PowerPoint. There we go. All right. Guys, this is the time to ask questions. So please don't be shy. Every question is a good question. Just let us know. All right. So again, this part is really important to know, because this is what's gonna help you make more sales. Okay, so once you take the time and add in items to Walmart that are not on Walmart, this is exactly how you're going to make more money and make more sales. Okay. All right. Alrighty. So now let's talk about our. All right, 1 second. Let me just look quick. So now we're going to talk about how we can actually import listings from different places, and we're going to talk about fulfillment. So this is all new. So now we want to find, let's say you have already 500 listings on Amazon. Now, to create 500 listings on Walmart, it will be a lot of time. So there is few ways around it. The one I really recommend, and again, we're gonna go a little bit more deep into that in the next classes, is Shopify. Because Shopify is a platform that have a lot of really good integrations. So once you have a Shopify store, you can use an app that's called Expert Import. Actually, the way I put it here, it's not the exact name. It's showing on the App Store. So Nicole, if you can just put them in the chat, it's, I think it's without, it's a EXPOT. That's how I think it is, but we can grab it from the actual App Store, and I can send you an image with that. So this is the right app. This is one of the best apps that helping you import everything from Amazon to Shopify. So it's all gonna happen automatically. You just need to let this app, you need to let her know you wanna import all your listings from Amazon, so it's gonna import everything. Your titles, your description, it's gonna import your images, your SKU, your UPC, everything you need, it's gonna get imported into your Shopify store, and it's gonna let you list everything on Shopify store just with one click for each listing. Just one click, say, yes, I wanna push this item into Shopify, and then this listing is gonna show up on your Shopify store. Now, the best thing that we have right now is that Walmart have a partnership with Shopify. So right now, Walmart have an app that you can add to your Shopify account, And this app letting you push everything from Shopify to Walmart with one click. So we use the expert import to have all our Amazon listing on Shopify. Now we have them listed on our Shopify. So now those listings are, all our listings are on Shopify. Now in one click, we can push everything into our Walmart account. So this is this is the best way I found right now. I don't think there's anything more faster and cheaper, because I think this, to have a Shopify account is $29.99 a month. And then expert import, I think it's something like $20 or $30 a month. And then the Walmart app is for free. So it's only gonna cost you something like maybe $50 or $60 to import 100, if not thousands of listings from Amazon to your Walmart account.
Hey, Michal, I have a
Yeah.
quick question. So when you do the sync, I know with some of the other platforms, it'll go out and sync them, on an interval that you give it. So I know we were talking to a few people about getting the Shopify trial. If you sync it and then you don't have that Shopify account anymore, will it pull your listings down, or is there a setting that you can turn off of sync?
So if you're not paying for your Shopify, you asking if the item's still gonna stay there?
Yes, if you did it just to get your Amazon items, your listings over there onto Walmart,
Huh?
like if you don't have a Shopify store,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
set it up
yeah.
just to
As
get
long
it.
as you have
Will
the
it?
account and you still have your account, it's still gonna work. Everything is
Okay,
gonna work. Yeah.
but once it syncs, if you pull that down, once it syncs, it'll take
It
your
will
listings
still
off of
stay.
Walmart.
Yeah. So if you did all this process and then you canceled your Shopify and everything is already on Walmart. So you can
Okay, that's
cancel
what I was trying to
everything.
find
Yes, yes, yes. So
out.
guys,
Okay.
if you don't want to keep your Shopify store, that's fine. But guys, I want to tell you something. The best thing you can do for your business is to have a Shopify store. And we're gonna talk about it in the next classes as well. So the other options are options that are going to cost you a little bit more money. So for example, we have a company that few people I heard they use them called Pelican Commerce or Listen Mirror. So I know Pelican Commerce will take like $500 to list 300 SKUs for you. So that's, guys, that's a lot, $500. Or Listen Mirror, I think it's something like around 100. So again, there's also a few other tools, but again, those are a little bit more expensive and it's not flawless because you still need to go and make sure your listing is optimized correctly and you have the right keywords and you're following all the guidelines and so on and so on. So just transferring everything from Amazon to Walmart, it's possible. But if you want to make sure these items are really selling good on Walmart, you have to make sure everything is following Walmart guidelines. And we're going to talk about it next week.
What is the name of it again? You said expert imports.
Expert. So I think it's EX P. I don't know. I need to look it up for you. I have it. I will grab it in the end. Okay. I will grab it and
All right.
put it in the chat.
Yeah, because I'm trying to just find it real quick. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So if you do have your Shopify account, so you need to add the Walmart Marketplace app. So this is the right one. There's a lot of different apps. They have the Walmart in them. So make sure you grab this one because this one have the Walmart logo. So this is the right app. So you go to your Shopify app store, you find this app and then you add it and then you can register to Walmart if you didn't register before, or you can create the integration. It's going to let you integrate. It's going to ask you for your Walmart information and then it's going to create the integration between Walmart and Shopify. So this is where you go after you integrate it. You can click login to your Walmart account. And again, if you don't have a Walmart account, this is it's going to take you to the link for to go and create application through Shopify. So this application is the one that I really recommend, because this is a quick approval application, because again, Walmart and Shopify have a partnership. All right, so now you have your account, you created listings, you went live. Guys, Renata, how fast did you get your first order on Walmart?
Well, once I figured out how to launch, it came like the very next day. It was very
Exactly.
fast.
Exactly. So that's what's going to happen. You're probably going to get your next order the next day. Everybody usually, if you already uploaded, you know, at least 10, 20, 30 items, you're going to get your orders really fast. I had one person, she got 25 orders her first day. I was like, I could not believe it. It was like crazy, but
Yeah,
it can happen.
I think that first item that I listed, because I had several in there, but I was getting errors on them. So the first item that I listed to launch it, I sold out within like 3 days.
Yeah, exactly. So things are going to sell, especially everything you cannot sell on Amazon. Those stuff going to sell on Walmart. So start with those stuff. Start with everything. It's not moving on Amazon, or you got this item removed, or you have a price gouging, or all this stuff. Those are perfect, just the perfect item for Walmart. So I really recommend to start with those, because I just hear every day, oh my God, all this stuff I couldn't sell on Amazon and now they're selling on Walmart, and it's happening to me as well. Everything doesn't move on Amazon, from some reason does move on Walmart. So I really recommend to do that. So now we have few ways for you guys to start fulfilling your orders. So in your Walmart account, when you get your order, it's not going to give you any option to create shipping label in your Walmart account. Maybe one day this option will be available, but right now it's not. So we have few options. Option number one is you need to integrate a shipping solution software into your account. The second one is, it's very related to the first one, it's merchant fulfill. So you need to set up all your merchant fulfill. So you have your shipping software, you have your shipping supply and all this stuff. The next option is you use your prep center. So if you buy merchandise and you have it at the prep center, so tell them to keep some. So if you use them to ship stuff to FBA, say, hey, and now I have Walmart, can you guys have some inventory for me available to ship merchant? You give them the quantities and the SKUs. So now they have inventory ready to be merchant fulfilled for you. So use your prep center, and you can use deliver. So you can create your listing, and you can now go to deliver and create a shipment. So you don't need to ship your items yourself. So just make sure if you put something in the quantities, make sure you remove it. So after you go live, you can actually go and remove the quantities and ship your stuff to deliver. And the last option is Walmart Fulfillment Service. So as soon as you get your account, apply to Walmart Fulfillment Service. It will take maybe a couple of weeks till you get approved, and then you can start using Walmart Fulfillment Service. That is the same thing as FBA. The same as Deliver. Deliver is like FBA service for Walmart. All right, so the first one is shipping solution software. So the two shipping that I hear most people using and are happy with is Shipping Easy and ShipStation. So those two software are integrate into your Walmart account. So you go to Shipping Easy, you open an account, and then you go to integration, you integrate Walmart. It's gonna give you step-by-step what you need to do to have the integration between Shipping Easy to Walmart. Exact same thing with ShipStation, right? Renata, you just did ShipStation?
I just set it up. I'm still merchant fulfilling now.
All right.
So I haven't started printing the
You
labels over there
wanna
yet.
give them some few quick steps? How do you did this integration?
Oh, it's pretty easy once you get the account set up. It'll actually ask you which platforms you're going to be using. And as of right now, the only one I was adding was Walmart, because I had all of this stuff here that I had to track across several platforms, so I'd know how much to put in. So while I was filling in my inventory, I set up the ShipStation account where it's actually free to set up. And I think you get um, 50 packages. If you're shipping less than 50 packages a month, I believe it's still a free account. But when you go through the setup, it will ask you which of the platforms you're setting up.
Exactly. So it's going to give you step by step how to do the integration. So what's happened is after you have this integration, now you have orders. So the order is going to show up in your Walmart account, and they're going to show up on ShipStation. So when you go there, you see orders and you see the names, the address, the shipping weight, and everything you need. And then you choose how you want to ship it. You want to ship it with USPS, you want to ship it with UPS, or whatever shipping you're choosing. You can still change the weight. If the weight that it's there, it's not correct, you can change the weight, the size of the package, and click and print your shipping label. And then you just place it on your package, and you're all done and set. After you did that step, the tracking number is automatically, in usually a couple of seconds, if not a couple of minutes, will be updated into your Walmart account, and the order is going to show up as shipped. Your customer is going to get an email from Walmart letting them know their package is on their way, and they're going to see the tracking number and everything. So it's all automatic. You don't need to do anything, okay? But every night, go and check your Walmart account. Just make sure everything went through, because again, it's technology. Sometimes there's glitches. So every night, go and check and make sure that under due today, you're gonna see your orders. It's gonna say you have 20 orders, due today 5. So everything is due today. You have to create shipping too. Even if you got it and it's like the end of the day and you're not gonna make it to the post office, go and create the shipping and go the next day and take your package to the mail. But because it's due today, it doesn't mean you have to ship it today, but it's mean that you have to show their system that a shipment has been created. Okay, so another thing is, please guys, go and if you see an order that is due today, go and check the promise date. Usually they will get something like between 7 to 10 days promise date. And if you use, even if you use first class, it will take around 4 days for the customer to receive it. So again, if you cannot take the package today and you take it tomorrow, you're still good, okay? Because the customer have a promise date of 7 to 10 days. If the customer pay extra or chose expedite, you guys need to make sure it will go fast. I really recommend to make sure it's going out the same day the customer placed the order, because then he needs to receive it in 2 to 3 days. All right, merchant fulfill. So again, guys, merchant fulfill in this time, especially with all the COVID and all this e-commerce growing so fast, sometimes the shipping dates from FBA or other fulfillment can take so long. Or if you ship merchandise, now you went to the store, you found this toy that is the most hot selling toy and everybody's out of stock. So when you're gonna try send it to deliver or somewhere, it will take 3-4 weeks for them to receive it. And in the meantime, you can lose all the sales. So you wanna have this option to offer merchant fulfill, because then you can sell it today. So you can sell all these toys just in a couple of days, and the customer will order it because they know it's available for shipping. So merchant fulfill need to be part of your business, because then you can have more option, you can get more sales, especially during COVID. When it just started around March, April, it took to Amazon to deliver time was around 3 weeks. So when a customer went to Amazon to order their mac and cheese boxes or something like that, they got a date of 2-3 weeks. And if there was a merchant fulfill seller, he show up as they're gonna get it as 4 to 7 days. So all the customers chose those sellers, even though they need to pay more. They chose the seller, because I remember in this time I did merchant fulfill, and it was just crazy. I just, I went to Sam's Club, I was in the store, I was grabbing stuff. I at the same time I'm in the store, I was adding it to their account. So I scan it, I put in my card. So I already put in my account. I did, okay, I got 10. By the time I was out of the store, I already had 10 orders. So this is the power of merchant fulfill, guys. Please make sure you have this option. So to do merchant fulfill, the only thing you need is shipping supply. You need to make sure you have shipping supply. You can get free shipping supply from USPS and UPS. You can order clear bags or polymailer bags from Amazon or Uline or the boxery.com. And again, it's very, very simple. You can have somebody from your family helping you and doing the shipment for you, or you can hire somebody like me that they come every day and they creating the labels, packing, and shipping everything. So one thing that Walmart account is gonna give you is the option to create a FedEx Advantage account. And this account is gonna give you 40 to 50% of the rates of FedEx. So that's really good. And you guys, you can use this account for everything. So you don't necessarily need to use it for your Walmart orders. You can use it for all your shipping needs with FedEx. All right, let's talk about Prep Center. So I love working with Prep Center because I cannot imagine having thousands of products in my house or my garage, even though I still have a lot of things in here. Luckily, a Prep Center is a great solution for me. So when I place an order with one of my wholesalers, I have everything shipped to a Prep Center. If it's boxes or if it's a pallet, a lot of time I use pallets. So again, I cannot bring pallets to my house, that's for sure. Also, when you're shipping stuff to a business address, the shipping rate are much, much cheaper than to ship things to your house. If you shipping things from wholesalers, if you use an UPS or FedEx accounts. So a Prep Center can do so many things for you. They can receive your product, they're gonna count it, they can do a quality control, they can do your FBA shipment, they can ship to deliver, and they can merchant fulfill for you, and of course they can storage all your inventory. So 3 Prep Centers I recommend, and I know Nicole have a few more that she can recommend, but this is the ones I can recommend. So it's Down South, my fulfillment team, and a Pro Prep Fulfillment. So all of them, I can tell you for sure, they do merchant fulfill, they can ship to deliver, okay? So that's why I recommend them. They have a lot of Walmart sellers, so they know all your needs for Walmart. Now, if you use one of these Prep Center, you do not need to have your own ShipStation account, because once they do merchant fulfill for you, they will use their account. So you don't need to do nothing. They will print the label, they will integrate your account to their shipping station account to your Walmart. So they will see your orders every day. You don't need even to email them your orders every day. You don't need to do nothing. You just need to set it all up and you're hands-free. So that's amazing. I love that. I don't need to do nothing. They see all my orders, they pack all my orders, ship all my orders, everything get updated. The tracking is automatically get updated to my Walmart account. So that's really good. All right, so Walmart Fulfillment Service, again, they just launched it a few months ago, and slowly, they're having more and more sellers on board for that. So I'm right now on the onboarding process. I just need to find the time to ship something, but I'm already got approved a few weeks ago, and the rates are really good. So I was checking the rates to start around for first class, for items that are like, 4, 5, 10 ounce, they're around like $4. to ship, and then item they're £1, they're around $5 to $6. So again, the rates are really, really good. And you're gonna get the 2-day badge on your listing. That's gonna bring you so much more sales. Again, if you wanna start with a fulfillment service and you don't have Walmart fulfillment service approved yet, please guys, use Deliver. It's the exact same thing. It's gonna let you get the 2-day badge. All right, so now let's talk about another very important part of your business. So for who it's important, this part? It's important for the people that actually right now adding more and more stores. So you have Amazon, you have Walmart, maybe you have eBay, Etsy, maybe you have Amazon Canada or Amazon UK, maybe you just added Walmart Canada. So again, now you have too many stores. Now, how you can manage all your store under one place. So this is why you can choose a solution provider. It's a company that give you a software, and that software is integrating all your store under one place, and you can do everything under one place, like upload your inventory, manage your inventory, set up all your warehouses. You can set up the integration with your shipping solution, with your deliver, with anything. So those software are really integrate to everything you do. So even if you have a shipping easy account and you have a deliver account and you have again more than one store, and you do some of your item, you do merchant fulfill, some of them FBA, everything can be under one place, and you can manage everything in one place. So you don't need to log in every day to 5 or 10 different accounts. So that's really amazing. So I'm using eCom Dash. And so again, you really need to know what's your needs, what's your business needs. So here's a few questions that you need to think about. What kind of integration you need for your inventory? Do you need an integration for your orders? Any software that can help you create prices, create promotion, any kind of data between different platforms. If you need a platform that can help you create listing, to get reports, to see your tax reports, and so on and so on, you need to make sure you're choosing a software that you can get somebody on the phone with you sometimes, or they have a live chat, because if you have a problem, you need to know that somebody is there, can help you. You also need to check their prices, and so usually most of the softwares, the price will change by the amount of your orders. So as more orders you get, this software is gonna get more and more expensive. So you need to make sure you're choosing the right one. Now, if you only have Walmart and Amazon you only do FBA, and Walmart you only planning to do deliver, you guys, you do not need the software. You don't need nothing. But if you're planning to do merchant fulfill, I definitely recommend, because now you need a software that can manage your inventory between stores. So if you have 10 items available in all of your stores, and you do merchant fulfill, and now you sold one on Amazon and another one on eBay, now you only have 8 left. So you need to make sure this software is really quickly updating all your stores. You have only 8. Because what happened is, if you don't manage your inventory between stores, you're gonna start selling items you don't have. So this is exactly what it's doing, and so many more other things. One of the really cool features I like about it is that I have a Shopify store. So if I have merchandise at FBA, I can set up that if an order coming from Shopify, FBA will ship the order to my customer. So, and it's all happening automatically. I don't need to do nothing. You just set up, I set it up, and that's it. So you remember, you cannot have FBA shipping your Walmart orders. That is the biggest no-no with Walmart. It's gonna make you lose your account. So do not ship nothing from FBA. Don't even recycle a box. If you use an Amazon box, to ship a Walmart order. That's also a big no-no. So guys, don't do that. So this is just a quick list that we have to see all these companies. So you have, like I say, I'm using eCom Dash. A lot of people using Soulbright, Geekseller, and so on and so on. Again, you guys, you have to do your research and find the right one. So a little bit about the things that I'm doing with eCom Dash. So it's helping me, again, to integrate all my stores under one place. The biggest thing it's really helping me is manage all my inventory between stores, automate my FBA fulfillment, automate drop shipping, integrate all my marketplace and shipping solutions. So let's say right now I have 50 merchant orders, 10 from Amazon, 10 from Walmart, Canada, Shopify. This is all merchant orders in one place in my eCom Dash account. In few clicks, I can print 50 labels for all my merchant fulfill in one place. It's gonna take me maybe 2-3 minutes to do that. And then I have 50 labels and I can go and ship all my orders. So again, it's connecting all my orders under one place. I have my shipping integration in there and everything is there. So the names are there, the weight. I just need to choose if I want first class, priority. I click yes, and it's automatically gonna create me shipping labels in bulk. So then in one click, I print 50 labels at one time and I can just finish up. So for me to ship 50 merchant orders, it's probably something like an hour and a half process. So it's to print the labels, to pick up all the items, pack them and ship them. It's something like an hour to hour and a half. So this is just letting you know that merchant fulfill is easy and simple. Again, they have very good support team. You can go to your account and ask for a call, schedule a call. They will schedule a 15-minute call with you if you need help with anything. When you just open your account, they will go through the onboarding with you and help you set up all your account and your integration. If right now I need to create a tax report, I can go ahead and choose the stores or choose a SKU and create a tax report or profit report or inventory report, or they can give me alerts. They say, oh, you're about to be out of stock for this SKU. So you can create alerts for your inventory. And you can also create listings and create your promotions through that system. And so much more. This is really a lot of things they do, and they're integrated with everything. And now I saw all of them added the integration with Walmart Canada as well. So they're really trying to push Walmart Canada soon. So guys, I know a lot of you are gonna get an email from Walmart Canada. If you guys just started with Walmart.com, please, Walmart Canada is not going nowhere. It's not gonna go nowhere. Please make sure you give in all the time and the attention to get yourself set up correctly on Walmart.com before you move into the next marketplace. All right, that's it. Nicole, I'm giving it back to you.
Awesome sauce. So, thank you.
Any questions, guys?
Oh yeah.
There's a couple. That's what I was over here trying to do. I think I'm up next, but I wanted to make sure I was giving them correct information. A few questions about the cost of a prep center, but each of those is going to differ based on their
Yeah.
what they set up. So we gave you a few links. If you're interested in using a prep center, you can go to their websites and see what it'll cost, and it depends on what you're actually going to have them do. If you're going to have everything shipped over to the prep center, as Mihal mentioned, then they would be doing everything from taking off tags to we call it bagging and tagging. But if you had to use poly bags for things that are textile, like clothing or housewares, that sort of thing, they would have a separate cost for most of those items. I like simple, so if you were just sending over boxes to them that they're going to put into another box, then they would have their own fee for, putting that item in a box, printing the label off, and shipping it off to your customer, and or Amazon if you were doing Amazon FBA. But since we're talking about Walmart, just keep in mind that this is a great way to scale. I can tell you, because I do so much merchant fulfill, the shipping supplies alone, you're still going to have to pay those. I see one person asking about that's going to factor into your profits if you use a prep center. But you have, and I'll actually get into this, that's exactly where we're going, is talking about the numbers. But one of the things that people often don't factor in when they're looking at their numbers and trying to figure out what their required return is, people forget about shipping. People forget about supplies. You have to buy all of those things that you're going to use to send out. I buy a lot in bulk, so it keeps my costs down. And I like to sell a lot of the same things, same type of things. So we talked about variations. I haven't gotten into that on the Walmart side, but if you're selling housewares, like Michal talked about towels, you know what size envelope or poly bag you're going to need. I will order a ton of those, but when I actually factor that in, what I do is I write how much each of those supplies is costing me. So if I buy 250 envelopes and it's costing me, I don't know, $75, I'll write down, that each envelope is costing me 35 cents. I just did that math in my head. I'm not sure if that's right. But I'll write that on the box so that I can start to gauge when I'm going to pull that item out and put it in a bag, how much that's actually costing me. So if I need to go and adjust my price, I know to do that, especially as I continue to ship out more and more of the same item. The other thing that I will do to keep those costs down is buy items or try to source items that are similar. If I know that something is selling, there may not be a listing for one of those other variations, but I know it'll fit into that same size poly bag or that same size padded envelope. I do this full time, so there are a lot of things that I have to consider that many other courses are not going to talk to you about. So we'll go into the numbers next. I think Nicole has the slides. I have very little time, so I'm going to go through these relatively quickly. We have a Q&A today at 2:30. I'm not sure if I'll be on that, but we have a Q&A every Saturday afternoon, and we also have one every Tuesday evening. So if you guys have questions about how to figure out exactly what it is that you need to make on some of these items that you're out looking at to source, feel free to set up a time to hop on one of the Q&As, and different leaders handle those. But if you just shoot me a quick message and tell me that you have a specific numbers type question, I'll be glad to try to jump on one of those with whichever leader is actually heading up that session, just so we make sure we get your questions answered. There's a lot that goes into figuring out how much these numbers are your numbers, how much you need to make on each item. So Nicole, if you'll go ahead and pull up the slide, I'll start talking through them. And then if you guys have questions, post them in here. And if I've got to hop off, I'll be sure that I go back. You can actually post them in the group as well. I'll be sure that I go back and try to address those.
Can you hear me at all? Okay, so I'm showing my
I
screen.
can now.
Okay, I was just going to add one additional thing. I want to make sure that everybody is clear on the difference between a prep center and like Deliver or FBA. So with Amazon FBA, you prep all of your items and you put it in the packages, you put the do not separate, you put the label on it, you put it in bubble wrap, whatever you're going to do, and you send it to Amazon, and all Amazon does is pick and pull. When somebody buys it, they pick and pull. Same thing concept with Deliver, they pick and pull. They don't do the prep. So the prep centers will actually do prep. They will remove labels. They will put your bundles together. You pay for these services, but they'll remove labels. They'll make sure your item is ready to go. They'll receive your order in from your wholesale supplier or your distributor, or if you're ordering online in bulk, and you want to relist it back on Walmart, they'll go and take all the tags off of stuff that has a price tag on it and take care of that for you. And then when somebody buys it from you, they'll pick and pull. So I want to make sure, and we refer to it also as bagging and tagging. So if there is anything that you need a prep and fulfillment center can do both. They can prepare the items and they can fulfill the order. If we are talking about just deliver or just FBA or just WFS, those are not prep centers. Now, Amazon will charge you prepping fees if you want to do it, but Deliver clearly has stated that they do not offer prep services. So I just want to make sure everybody's clear on the differences between the companies. All right, so Renata, you go ahead, take it away. You have the screen for, let me click on the thing. Get on the right one, Nicole. All right.
Okay, and just, you guys bear with me because for some reason my Wi-Fi is unstable right now. The whole time we've been on, it keeps kicking me off. So if
It's
I
kicked me
fade
out
out,
too.
I'll
You're
see
not
it on my
alone.
end if I fade out, but if I get kicked out, I'll know to come back. But if for some reason you guys don't hear something that I said and you need it, just type it in the chat. So I'm going to run through this very quickly, and we can cover more of this again. But just keep in mind that when we talk about numbers, that the numbers that are important are your numbers. So you don't want to get caught up with looking at what other people are doing or what other people are saying their ROI is or what their required ROI has to be. I look very different from most of my counterparts who maybe do this part-time. So just know that your numbers are yours. You set your goals and you set your ROI. And while you're outsourcing, because I need things to move very quickly, I focus a lot more on rank than many people do. Many people see, that I can make a certain amount on an item and they'll buy it. For me, I have to know that that item is going to move relatively quickly. So it looks like we've got kind of a variation on the in the class today as far as newcomers as well as people that have been selling for a while. But when you're first starting out and we're talking about all of this, it can seem like it's overwhelming because not only are you trying to figure out how much you're making, you're trying to figure out what you need to do to make more. So when you sit down to set your goals, we want you to start with the end in mind. You have a personal income goal and you need to set a budget. We've talked about this before, but you are going to need to purchase inventory in order to make sales. So if your plan is to actually have a business where you're making money, just know that that's a cold hard fact. You're going to have to spend money using this business model. So what I'm going to suggest is that you set a goal and then you set a budget on what you can invest in your business every week to meet your goal. Remember, don't worry about what anyone else is saying. They're making $10,000 a month or they're making $1 million a year or whatever that is. You're going to set an ROI, your required ROI, and base it on how much you actually have to spend. So that's going to be different for every single person's situation. So in the next slide, I have a slide just to show you what will happen because it makes it very clear that we often talk about reinvesting what you're making. A lot of times it's very easy to look at this as, kind of something you're doing on the side. And when you make money, you want to take that money and you want to spend it. So Nicole, can I advance these slides or do you have to do it? So if you just look at what everyone talks about their ROI is, we often talk about a 3 times rule. You'll hear people in e-commerce say that quite a bit, and all that means is that it's a strategy people use when they're looking for items to sell. We often tell people in other trainings, look for something where you can 3 times your money. You want to triple your money because, as we just mentioned, a lot of times people are not thinking about the fees that are going to come out from the platform that you're selling on. They're not thinking about any of the additional software tools that you're using, and they're not thinking about any of the supplies that you're going to need if you're shipping these things out on your own. So the idea with 3 times rule is if you buy something for $5, that you should be able to sell it for 15. So let's just say that after all of your fees and all of your costs, that you're actually doubling your money. So you're going to, let's say you're going to spend an actual $5 in all of those other costs, then you'll end up with $5 in profit. So if you spend $5 on the item, you spend $5 in expenses to sell the item, and then you have $5 in profit. That's where we come up with that 3. That would give you 100% ROI. I'm not sure if that's clear to everyone. So you can set your amount. I source quite a few things from the Dollar Tree. So if it's very hard for people to say, oh, well, I bought something for $1 at the Dollar Tree and I'm going to sell it for $5. So I'm 5 timesing my money. And that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. So most of the items that I source at the Dollar Tree, I'm selling for more than $15. And so I know that my profit on those is going to end up somewhere in the 75 to 100% range. It sounds like it's low, but I know, as I mentioned before, that I have a lot of different tools that I'm using, and I also have a lot of supplies that I have to buy. If I'm paying someone to, work with me on getting some of these things either listed and or sold, I have to factor all of that in. So when we talk, I'll go back just briefly, when we talk about using a prep center, yes, it takes away from your profit, but keep in mind that it allows you to scale a lot more quickly than you can if you are a one man rodeo like I am. So let's just give you an example of, you have the one item and you're making 100% on it. So let's just say, for keeping things simple, you have a $1 item and you're making $1 off of it. You may sell it for a lot more, but your profit on the item is $1. That you can sell, you're spending time to do all of those things. Time is always going to equate to money. So my ROI is going to look very different than someone who may be working this part-time. What this chart is intended to show you is that you can very quickly see that just by, this is not going to be across the board, but if you could find an item and source it at 100% ROI 100% of the time and reinvest those profits every single month, you can take that $100 that you're sourcing with that very first month. We like to tell people we are the pros in showing you how to get started with very little. So you can go from $100 to $200,000 in the span of 1 year just by starting with $100 and reinvesting 100% of your profits all the time. If you follow that chart to the left, you'll see that that number goes down as your ROI goes down. So maybe you're not making a full dollar on those dollar items. Maybe it's going to be, $1.75. I want you to think about any investment that you might make, including real estate, anything that you might invest in, stocks, bonds, REIT trust, any of that, where you would be making 75% on your investment. So don't take those small items for granted. Just know that as you're going through and looking at this, you have to set your numbers based on what your particular goals are. So we'll have this chart available to you in the slides, so you can go back and look at this at any time, but I want to keep moving just to give you some examples. So as I mentioned, remember, time is money. And so giving you an example of how this could work for you if you spent your entire budget every month and you were able to consistently sell all those items over and over again every single month. Sourcing is always tricky. Prior to getting started on Walmart, which I'm really excited about, I sold mostly on Amazon. But no matter what platform you're on, just remember, you may have 100% ROI this month or even this week, but buyers are fickle. Next week or next month, they may be into something else. You also have the sellers on the platform that may impact what that price is on in that particular month. I like to say my price is my price. I'm not going to change my price just because someone else drops it, because I know when I bought that item how much I needed to make on that item to keep my lights on and to keep the water coming out of the faucet, as Nicole likes to say. So I can't worry about what someone else is selling it for. The thing that people don't see, don't know, and don't understand is what that other person bought it for. You may be buying a $20 item on clearance in Walmart for $5. They may be buying it from a wholesaler over and over again for $3. So they may be able to sell it at a much lower price than you, but just understanding that eventually those people will run out, or if you only sourced a few of a certain item, you just need to wait until it's your turn, sell those couple, and move on to the next item. So just know that sourcing is tricky. So when you go back and look at that chart, that ROI is based on what you're going to set for yourself to make the money that you want to make when you set your goal. but you're often going to run into problems finding those items that you're going to source 100% of the time at 100% ROI if that's where you're looking at it. Again, I'll just say it very briefly, but when we were on I know Walmart has something similar. I haven't figured it all out yet, but how quickly an item is going to sell, we call that sales velocity, is a lot more important to me because I have to cycle items through to make sure that I have my my income coming in. Some people have the luxury of having an additional income in the house, or they may have a job that actually gives them some additional income. This is what I do. This is all I do. So it's important to me to constantly have sales. I don't always focus on 100% ROI because I know that that's going to limit overall. You can look at that chart and see that $204,000 at the end and get very excited about that. But if you're only focused on those items that are going to give you 100% ROI, I want you to consider how much time you're spending walking past all those items that are going to give you 30%, 40%, 75%, or even 90% ROI because you've set your ROI at a place where you're overlooking those items. So again, time is always money, but you have to figure out how you're going to spend that time. If I accept a 30 to 90% ROI, I know that I'm going to spend less time sourcing because I'm going to find those items over and over again while I'm out. I'm going to spend less time sourcing, but because now my catalog has more items in it, I'm going to swap time and I'm going to spend more of that time on either prepping or actually shipping those items as opposed to if you had a catalog with just a few items in it. So just keep in mind that when we talked about, I think we talked about this briefly last week, but when we talk about setting a budget, when you set your goals, you're going to spend your entire budget. No matter what, you want to make sure that you're going to be consistently acquiring inventory. So you want to set your budget and stick to it. So again, my business is set up a little differently, but I'll just use this as an example. So my decisions are based on, as I mentioned, a combination of how much I need to make on each item, as well as how fast those items are going to sell. So if I know that an item is going to sell quickly, I can accept a lower ROI on that because I know that I'm going to have more of those sales or not just those sales, but more sales on a monthly basis. If the rank is higher, you see a lot of people where they'll go out and they'll see an item and they'll say, oh, I can make, X amount of dollars on this. And so they get excited about how much money they're going to make on it. And the item is going to take a lot longer to sell. I may pick up one or two of those items, but I will talk about wide versus deep maybe in a later session as well. But I'm not going to go very deep on inventory when I'm looking at items that are going to take me longer to sell. Again, I've got to keep inventory moving at a consistent rate so that I know that I'm going to meet my income goals. So ROI, we talked about this already, does not equate to your profit. So your return is you still have to know that you've got some things that are going to come out before you get to what your actual return is. If I find an item that's $100 and I can sell it for $400, I've still got to take away the platform fees, shipping, supplies, and everything else so that I can get to $200 in profit. And that's, if that's what my required ROI is. But just keep in mind when we talk about spending that budget, if you find that perfect item like that, $100 that you're going to be able to sell for $400, you may not be able to find a ton of those items. And even if you do, will your budget allow you to buy a bunch of them? So ROI is a number that you need to base what your requirement is for buying an item. But just keep in mind that same 200% ROI happens when I find an item that's $10 and I can make $20 profit. $100 with $200 profit is the same return on my investment if I find $10 items that I can make $20 profit on. So that's just a way to tell you to keep that in mind when I say spend your entire budget. If I have a budget of $150 every week that I'm going to spend and I find that one item that costs me $100, I'm not going to leave that $50 on the table. I'm going to go find $51 items if that's the case, whatever it is that I have to do to make sure that I'm spending my entire budget so that I can keep the sales coming. We got to come up with we got to coin a new term for Walmart. We've been talking about sending things in for so long. I keep wanting to say, feed the beast, but you just want to make sure that you're consistent with acquiring inventory so that you can continue to make consistent sales. So everyone's goals are different. So, you hear people talking about, oh, I got a 30% return or a 30% required return, and other people saying, oh, I'm not going to buy it unless I'm making, 80 to 100%. So when you actually sit down to set out what your return is going to be, hopefully those examples will help you plan a course of action. So just to give you an idea, so if you are sitting down to say, I need to make $500 a month for my husband to get on board with this because he wants, to see that my new business is going to be able to pay for our family vacation, then you could actually start with that number as a goal. So you could say, I'm going to need $500 a month. So my budget, if I have it, is going to say I'm going to spend $125 a week, and I'm going to try to double that money. This is just one way to look at it, but it's a very easy, easy number. I say easy round number to look at it and say, if you could spend $125 a week and double your money, then you would make $500 a month to meet that goal. You have to be consistent with working your schedule, not only to find the products, but we talk about income producing activities. You have to find the time to actually list those products. And when you get the sales, you've got to have a plan, a course of action on how you're going to get those items into the customer's hand. Either you're going to use a prep center, or you're going to merchant fulfill them, or you're going to send them into a service like Deliver. So I almost don't want to go through my example because again, it's going to be very different than many other people, but I hope that giving examples helps you determine where you are, maybe somewhere in the middle. So go back, Nicole. I'm going to cover it briefly. So mine is an example. I'm full-time. I work completely for myself, by myself, and I'm also a single mom. So I can't just pull a random number out of the air and say that I'm going to aim for, I'm going to make $2,000 a month. I can say I want to make $2,000 a month, but if I don't make it, or if I get close to it and I say, oh, I did that, but my expenses are twice that, then there's still a deficit. And so what ends up happening, I think that really frustrates people, is they don't take time to look at these numbers to figure out where they fall in terms of how much they need to make, as well as how much they are going to set their actual return for. So I actually have to pull out my household budget and see what it says my goals are for the month. And these are just numbers. These aren't necessarily my numbers. But if I had needed to make $4,000 a month to cover all of my expenses and obligations, well, then that's going to be my goal. I can't fall short of that. I've got to at least reach that or exceed it. So I have a budget. It gives me a clear goal. And so since I'm going to say I have a minimum investment of $1,000 a week with 100% ROI, it gives me some clear direction on which way I need to go, how I need to spend my money, and how much I need to make on it. And again, when I talk about my specific scenario, I don't always aim for 100% because as I'll speak to briefly, you can set an ROI and stick to it, but it will limit you overall in terms of how much you're actually going to be able to make to reinvest the next month. And that could be confusing, but I just want you to think about, as I said before, all of the items that you might be passing by that have a lower ROI, but those items may be moving a lot more quickly than the items that you're choosing, or you may be able to buy more of those items at a lower ROI. So just keep in mind, like I said, if you've got a budget that you're going to have to say, okay, I have an I think I've faded out. An absolute minimum that I have to make just to make it worth my time, but I also don't want to lock myself into I can't buy anything that's not at this level because I'll be passing over a lot of opportunities. So hopefully just giving you a couple of examples. Maybe you fall somewhere in between those two extremes, but hopefully it gives you an idea of where to start when you're looking at, okay, well, what do I need my actual ROI to be, and keeping in mind that you've got a lot of other things that you have to factor in. So I know that I'm going to have to spend my money every week to make this business model. Remember, you're choosing to work in e-commerce. So if you're going to make this business model work for you, then you're going to have to know, as I mentioned before, that you're going to have to spend money to make money. And we don't want you to let spending that money scare you away from your goals. When you look at, and the other types of investments that are out there, whether you're investing in real estate or even paper assets, as we call them, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate investment trust, whatever it is, we always hear people say on the investment side, you haven't really lost until you pull your money out of those investments, because there's a chance that they may go up sometime in the future. But once you buy inventory, I like to use this from an accounting standpoint as a regular, like a basic T-chart in accounting. Once you buy inventory, it's either going to decrease your cash, which is a different asset, or it's going to increase your credit card liability if you've actually charged those items. So, it's going to have to balance out one way or the other. But just know that when you're looking at the income investment returns as high as, and I'll even say 30%, that there aren't very many investments out there where you can say, I'm going to make 30% on my investment off the top. So, most of the investments are annualized, but I can walk into Dollar Tree right now today and go pick up 10 items that are going to make me 30%. And I can buy those items over and over again and sell them over and over again and make 30% on my investment every week, every month. And of course, like I said, if you annualize it, then every year. So don't let spending the money scare you away from the goals that you've set. Nicole mentioned it before. Pull out your why statement. Know why you're doing this. Understand that many have gone before you, felt the fear, embrace the feeling of being overwhelmed or whatever. You work through it. You reach out for help. The Academy is a great place to go just to get some of your initial questions answered. But, you link up with the people, link arms with people that have, a similar story as you, similar goals, and you press onward. Mihal is such an inspiration. I know that she, as a single mom over there, she's doing great things. She's doing big things. She's, pulled me into this whole Walmart black hole, and I'm super excited about it. But there aren't other people in my circle that are doing this. So I can't look to them to, be my cheerleaders. I can't look to them, when I need some encouragement. I've got to find people that are wanting to do this as badly as I do, and that are going to give me the push that I need, give me the help that I need, give me the support that I need to help me move forward. So again, I know that we're giving you a lot of information. Just know that when you're spending the money to make money, you can very quickly get, people on the outside, your what would be your support system, embroiled in.
I think we lost her. Renata, I think we lost part of you. Okay, so I am going to move on. I know what we'll do is we'll talk a little bit more about the numbers next week again. We'll talk
And
about,
it can work for you too.
okay, well, they didn't hear nothing you said for about the last 15 seconds.
Okay, well, I knew it blanked out. So go ahead and we've got some actual tools to help you track your numbers. And so again, if you've got questions, jump on one of the Q&As. You just bring some actual examples and things that we can help you figure out. We can't just pull things out of the air for you, because your numbers are going to be your numbers.
Yeah, your numbers are your numbers. So, and what she said before, and we are going to cut this short because we're running up against another thing. I was just going to give you guys just a brief example. So, I know that I will spend probably somewhere between $300 to $500 just in every week during Q4 just on making bundles. And so I may be into a single bundle for $7, or I may be into a single bundle for $5, but I can turn around and flip that bundle for $45, $50, or $60. That's just me. So that's my strategy. That's my approach. So I may only have to spend $500 every single week to make a ridiculous $5,000 every single month. I mean, So I'm just saying everybody's amount they make is going to be based off of what products that you're selling and what your approach is. I want to encourage you that. I got 9,000 messages coming through. So let me move this forward. We did want to give you some tools, and we will talk about the numbers again next week, because I actually have a spreadsheet calculator that gives you some simple formulas. And I think it's eCom Sellers Next Jimmy Christmas. It's already in there. So since, hold on, they are calling me on this. Just a second. Okay, so let me this thing. Keep calling me. Hold on. I just got here. Oh, come on. There we go. Mute. And turn the volume down. Okay. I don't know how to make this stop on the back end. It's non-stop, so I apologize for this. Where is the sound coming from? Here? Line. Okay, thank you. All right. Trying to make it stop. It's still ringing somewhere. Okay, so let me just go through this real quick, and then we'll let it go. And we can take questions again next Wednesday. So the first thing is that we do have a tracking catalog where you can keep track of your inventory until you decide what kind of software you're going to use, or you can just keep it in your own Excel spreadsheet if you're using Excel spreadsheets. If you have a Google Sheets, you can just keep it in Google Sheet. The only thing that about our spreadsheet is not anything special. It's not anything unique or different. It just has, like, you can have the name, the URL, the price for the particular item, the listing price, what platform you're listing it on, and all that other stuff. So that's just another tool for you to keep track of it, but you can create your own Google Sheet. You can create your own spreadsheet. All right. So then the next thing is a productivity tracking sheet. So the productivity tracking sheet is actually designed to help you be accountable to you during this 90-day window. And so the productivity tracking sheet, I got 9,000 things going on. I think I lost it. There it is. Okay, so the productivity tracking sheet is designed to help you stay accountable to you during this window. So on the productivity tracking sheet, you're going to go through, like we already had session 1, week 1. So this is a 12-week program. So in week 1, did you complete the assignments? This is you being accountable to you. Only you will know this information. So before you come in and use it or edit, populate it, click on File and make a copy, File and make a copy. So you can have your own version, okay? And you can keep it in your Google Drive or keep it wherever you want to, put it on your desktop, turn it into a Word document, whatever, turn it into a text document, it really doesn't matter. But I want you to go File and make a copy. Then once you make a copy, go populate this for yourself. Did you really complete the assignments? If the answer is no, the answer is no. Did you attend any of the Q&A sessions? It's not required, but it's an opportunity for you not to have excuses. Because what I found in the past is that people will say, because I've trained so many people, so is Renata, so is Mihail, that, oh, okay, well, I couldn't get my questions answered, so I just quit, or I stopped doing it because I couldn't get my questions answered, okay? And that is not okay. That's not okay. We want you to know that, you can come to the Q&As, you can email us, you can ask questions in the Facebook group. We don't want us to be an excuse as to why you could not get your stuff done, okay? Then the next thing is what platform. So in this example, because we teach the 90-day game plan on any platform, so you'll just put in Walmart. And what was the total time that you invested in your Walmart business this week, okay? And how much time was that based off of income producing activities? So if you said, I'm going to work in my business based on the fact that you created a real work schedule last week, okay? If you did, you can say yes and completed assignments, and you can put in the total number of hours. So if your total number of time that you're going to invest in your business is 30 hours a week, how many of those 30 hours were income producing activities? Okay, so of the 30 was 25 or 20 income, that's a listing or shipping related activity and or customer service. That's it. Sourcing is not on the list. Okay. The next one is your weekly budget. We asked you to make a weekly budget. So did you spend all of your weekly budget, which is what Renata was just talking about? If your budget was 500, did you spend 500? Did you just spend 300? Again, whatever you decide is going to be for this 90-day journey, you need to stick with it the entire 90 days to see some results. And then what were the total number of listings? You want to put down some projections on what you want to try to make sure you're listing every single day or week so that you can have some level of consistency. So if you say, my goal is to list at least 50 items a week, then put in 50 here. If your goal is 10 items a week, then put down 10. But this is designed, again, to help you to be accountable to you every single week. And then what were your total sales and what was your total profit? Again, knowing your numbers and paying attention to your numbers. What were your sales and what was your profit? So again, the goal is to help you to be accountable to you. Each week you would fill this out. So week 1 is already passed. So you're going to start with week 2. And since week 2 is, okay, did I complete the assignments for week 2? You can go and populate week 1 if you want to, because we gave you assignments for week 1. But week 2, did I watch the previous session? Did I, whatever your numbers are. And if you haven't established your goals for a number of listings, if you haven't put down your budget, if you haven't built your real work schedule so you know how many hours you're planning on investing and how many of those hours based on your time blocks are actually going to be on income producing activities, then go do that first. Then that way you can be accountable to, I said I was going to work X number of hours and I actually worked X number of hours. I said I was going to put up X number of listings and I actually put up X number of listings. So you can be accountable to you. Okay. All right. So this week, we suggested that, well, next week we suggested you review this particular training. The next thing is I want you guys to source, list. Here's the reason why. This weekend is, what is it, Columbus weekend? I never remember which weekends they are. I think it's Columbus and then in November is Veterans Day. But anyway, Columbus Day, some day is this weekend, okay, Monday. And I'm horrible. I'm not in the military. Renata knows these. And then Tuesday and Wednesday is Walmart's version of Prime Day. People cannot buy what they cannot find. If you are not out here actively engaging and trying to get listings up, then you're not doing anything to help you make any kind of money in Walmart. So I need you to list, I need you to source, and I need you to list. Sourcing is extremely important. Listing is even more important. People can't buy what they can't find. So you want to do that so you can get some of this traffic, organic traffic for Walmart's version of Prime Day. And again, Amazon having Prime Day causes all other platforms to have an amazing day as well. And it's Tuesday and Wednesday. You need to follow your schedule, whatever your schedule is. If you haven't created it, please go create it. You need to write down your why. If you didn't write down your why from last week, please go write it down. You need to finalize your budget. Whatever your budget strategy is going to be, you need to do that. And then you need to attend the Q&A sessions, but not today because of the fact that today's Q&A is someone else is working that. And so not today, but next Saturday at 2:30, you'll be able to come. So we do encourage you to ask your questions in the Facebook group, and we encourage you to, you can send us an email at ecomsellersmastery@gmail.com if you have questions. And that is all we have for now. Can't hear me. Oh my gosh. You can't hear me? That's horrible. Okay, well, this is Nicole with eCom, with eCom Sellers Mastery. I hope that you guys can hear me. I don't know if you can or cannot. I think I have a problem.
I can hear you fine.
Okay, somebody said they can't hear me, so I was like, what? So in any case, we are glad that you guys came this Saturday. We hope to see you next week's session. If you have any questions, please ask them in the chat, and we're going to say goodbye for now. Thank you, Michal. Thank you, Renata. Thank you, everybody who came.
Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day.